One day while heading back to Fort Atlas, we again see Russell Dorsey standing outside, and we can pick his brain to see if he has anything new to say.
Don't tell me. This time it was Charleston. Or the White Spring, even. Gosh, just give me a minute. I'm still not done compiling the last report.
We can lie and say, yep, it was the White Spring all right.
Oh, you're kidding. They didn't get past all those killer robots, did they? There's no... Wait. You're pulling my leg, aren't you?
Or we can say, what are you talking about?
You mean you haven't heard? The super mutants didn't just hit Fort Atlas. I'm getting reports from all over. Even Foundation. Hold on. If you haven't heard, the Knight and Paladin might not have either. I've been so busy receiving the reports that Anyway, you gotta let them know about this right away.
Can you tell me more about these attacks?
I don't have many details. Appalachia's always had super mutants, and now there's just, more of them. Ever since the attack on Fort Atlas. Now we've got people coming from all over to ask the Brotherhood for help. We've got to do something about this.
Should I check in on Foundation?
Oh, that shouldn't be necessary. It sounds like Foundation has things under control, and they're helping out anyone they can. They just came to share information with us.
I'll relay the report.
Oh, one more thing. Foundation has been tracking nearby attacks. They think the mutants might be coming from those caverns. What are they called again? Wacky caverns? Unlikely caverns? Uncanny caverns. That's right. Anyway, thanks for helping out. I've got my hands full here.
Well, we managed to defend Fort Atlas from a super mutant attack, but now it looks like we've got to hunt for them at the Uncanny Caverns. Heading inside, we find Paladin Romani and Knight Shin deep in conversation.
We can't sit back and wait for people to die before sending out our forces. We have to act now.
I know I'm forgetting
With what
something.
resources, Romani? We already lost too many to the super mutants. Send any more out, and Fort Atlas is unprotected.
It's a risk we have to take for the people of Appalachia.
You're like a broken record,
Old world
but
science
the facts still haven't changed. Do you have something to report, Initiate?
What else it would?
I believe Shin was talking to you, Initiate.
Romani and I were just discussing the patrol schedule.
This is far more important than a patrol. We're talking about people's lives. What do you need, Initiate?
Actually, now seems like a bad time. I'm gonna go.
Well, there's probably not going to be any better time.
Go out and prove my...
Talk to us when you're ready.
Initiate Dorsey sent me. There have been more super mutant attacks across Appalachia.
You see, we've wasted time sitting on our thumbs already.
I didn't think this would happen so soon. If at all. Fine. We can't let the mutants run rampant, but I will lead a squad personally to track down where they're coming from.
And where do you plan to look? Spending time on a meaningless chase will leave countless homesteads unprotected against the mutants.
Paladin Romani is right. People need help.
Thank you, Initiate.
The best way to help the people of Appalachia is to stop the mutants before they can attack again.
Or we could have said, Knight Shin has the right idea about tracking down the source.
The Initiate has their head screwed on right. You should take a note from them, Romani.
And how many people will die while we're busy tracking the source? The Brotherhood needs to be there when help is needed.
Foundation thinks the mutants are coming from Uncanny Caverns.
Then that's where we're headed.
You're splitting our forces, Shin. Isn't that exactly what you wanted to avoid?
I swear Knight Shin...
So long as the rest of the Initiates stay here, Fort Atlas will be well defended. It takes two to create a conflict, Romani. You're gonna have to make some compromises from now on. We don't have any more time to waste. Initiate, I need you to brief Initiates Norland and Hewsen to come along on this mission. You're coming too. You'll be a good example to the other Initiates. Let's show them how the Brotherhood handles threats.
What should I be prepared for?
This should be a given, but come prepared to fight mutants. We don't know how many there will be, or if the type that we've seen are the only form they come in. We may need to retreat and regroup if things get bad.
Is Paladin Romani really okay with this?
I'm not. But if this foolish mission is what it takes to prevent full-on mutiny, so be it. While you're out, I'll meet up with Initiate Dorsey to find out who around Appalachia is in need of help. Maybe there are some resources we can spare without inspiring Shin to start a riot.
I'll be checking the spreadsheets when I get back.
I'll go brief the initiates.
They should be here in Fort Atlas. Keep the introduction short. We need to get to the caverns as soon as possible.
So we're gonna take 2 initiates with us. Initiate Hewsen and Initiate Norland. We find Initiate Norland, working out. He's in the barracks doing push-ups.
Ad Victoriam, Initiate. What can I do for you?
Is he gonna be doing push-ups the entire conversation? Well, whoa. No need to be so formal.
I'm not trying to be formal, just following basic etiquette. We are all representatives of the Brotherhood of Steel. We should conduct ourselves as such.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, Initiate. Do you mind introducing yourself?
Sure, I can introduce myself. I come from Ohio. My parents worked in the government before the war. When I learned about the Brotherhood and what they're doing to preserve the world, I left home to do my part. Make up for my parents' contribution to causing this disaster, however small it was. It's a big responsibility, so I don't have time for much else. I need to be vigilant about my training if I'm going to become a knight.
Yeah, looks like he's going to be pushing up this entire time. What do you know about Initiate Hewsen?
It's not my place to give an opinion on the other recruits. I trust the judgment of Paladin Romani and Knight Shin. That being said, I hope Initiate Hewsen is getting the support she needs to succeed here. She's not militarily inclined.
Knight Shin is sending us on a mission to track down the super mutants. Meet us at Uncanny Caverns.
You can count on me. I'll report there immediately.
All right, Initiate Norland. See you after your workout. We find Initiate Hewsen downstairs, talking to Max.
But what if she abandoned me?
I don't think your sister would do that to you. I mean, I don't have any proof, but, anyway, Max, she probably just got lost on a walk or something. I'm sure she'll be back soon.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
These people are still
Well, I'll just, I'll be around if you need anything, okay, Max?
Okay.
Whoa, what? What does he mean, abandoned him? By the way, where's Marcia? Max doesn't have anything to say, so we can turn to Initiate Hewsen.
Oh! God! Don't sneak up on people like that.
Are you Initiate Hewsen? Knight Shin wants you to come on a mission.
What? Knight Shin? A mission? Me? This has to be a mistake.
Two
Oh my
sets of
God.
plans, and the
I thought he hated me.
Report due.
Are you sure he didn't send you to,
This can't last
discharge me or something?
Hey, don't worry. There's no need to be nervous.
Right. No need to be nervous. I'm just being called in for my first ever field mission, and it's led by Knight Shin, and I don't know what I'm doing, and I won't know what I'm doing in front of him. So, not only am I probably going to die, but I'll look stupid doing it, and I should stop. Yeah. No need to be nervous. Nope. No reason at all.
How did you even become a Brotherhood Initiate?
Me? Oh, good question. I mean, I was, helping Dr. Hardy when Dr. Hardy got recruited, and I guess he recommended me. I'm good at medical things. Really. Well, I think I am. I mean, we saved a lot of people back then, and just forget I said any of that. I don't know. Really, I'm just trying my best.
Who's Dr. Hardy?
Another initiate, and a great doctor. He taught me almost everything I know. I think he's been looking for a place to stay recently, to get some time away from the fort. I mean, not that he doesn't like it here or anything. Everyone needs some alone time, right? I should just stop talking.
That was Solomon Hardy, the guy we got to know in my last episode. So he taught Initiate Hewsen some medical stuff. That sounds like it could come in useful. Maybe she's more capable than she realizes. What were you talking about with Max?
Oh, God. So, you heard that? I'm so bad at talking with children. I must have made it worse. You know Marcia? She's not an initiate, but she and Max stay with the Brotherhood. They're siblings. Apparently Marcia's been gone for a few days, and I told Max everything would be fine, but I really don't know.
Oh no, his sister's missing. Marcia. Well, what do you know about Initiate Norland?
Knight Shin's favorite? He's always in the barracks, doing extra push-ups and stuff. Not that I'm watching. I'm kind of scared of him. I mean, he's kind of everything that I'm not. Oh, and Night Shin has said good things about you too. In fact, you might actually be his favorite. I wasn't thinking. Sorry.
If you're Initiate Hewsen, then you need to meet us at the Uncanny Caverns.
This can't be real. Okay, I'm gonna puke. No, wait. I have to get my gun. I've never used it, like, outside of the firing range. First time for everything, right? Okay, I'll be there. Ad Victorium?
You sure you're okay?
Oh, you startled me.
Great. Well, one's an exercise fiend, the other is a neurotic. This is gonna be swell.
What?
We arrive at the Uncanny Caverns in the middle of the day. I covered the Uncanny Caverns in a lore video that you can watch here. We find a couple of holotapes here. There's a guided tour we can listen to here. It's a fun place. But since I already covered it in a lore video, we'll focus on the Brotherhood story in this one. Hopping down into the trench, we can open the doors to enter the caverns. On the other side, we find Night Shin and both initiates waiting for us.
We're really doing this, aren't we?
Night Shin needs our attention.
Ad Victorium, Initiate. Now that everyone's here, let's go over the plan. Foundation reported super mutant attacks potentially originating from this location. We're here to determine if those claims are founded. And if so, eliminate the threat. We'll advance information. Immediately report anything you see out of place. Are we understood?
Hold on. I need to prepare first.
Then be thorough. There's no telling how dangerous it will be further inside.
Maybe we should leave Initiate Hewsen at the entrance?
Don't disrespect your fellow initiates. Initiate Hewsen is a skilled medic with a tireless work ethic. When you're bleeding out, you'll be happy to have her along.
You actually noticed that? Wow. Thank you, Knight.
I won't tolerate any more insults. Stay focused.
I'm ready to go.
Copy.
Ready as I'll ever be.
Move out.
Heading down the stairs, we move across the boardwalk until we arrive at the first audio tour marker.
Let's settle this quick.
One Mirelurk attacks, nothing we can't handle.
Stop here for a moment.
And when the others get down here, everyone arrays themselves right in front of the photo opportunity. Don't mind if I do.
I'm doing okay, right? I'm not dead yet, so that's a win.
Can't talk now, Initiate.
Some regular wildlife here. Seems like the super mutants would have cleared that out.
It's too early to judge. We've barely breached the entrance.
Well said. Let's keep moving forward.
Or we could have said, I agree. Maybe we had a false lead on the super mutants.
It's a possibility. But we need to explore a bit further before we can make that call.
Hey, look. We could take a team photo. The Fort Atlas Spelunkers, ready for action.
Stay focused, Hewsen. This is no time for jokes.
Initiate Norland is right. Follow his lead.
Right. Sorry. Never mind.
After taking more photos, we can move past tour marker 1 and continue across the boardwalk and then down the stairs to the ground level. Here we find more Mirelurks.
Could have been cleaner.
And as we continue through the cave, we stumble upon some floaters.
As expected. Taking damage!
Night Shin said not to get distracted during missions, so let's talk later?
Can't talk now, Initiate.
This appears to be a dead end. There's some gore here. I'd say the mutants have left their mark. Initiate, what's your read on this location?
Now, we could pass an intelligence check of 4 to say, those floaters we fought are mutants too. They're often found with super mutants.
So it's likely there are still super mutants nearby. Good call, Initiate.
Or we could have said, no super mutants. We had a false lead.
The meat piles would suggest otherwise. Learn to be more observant. Let's do a thorough sweep of the room. There may still be a way forward.
Roger. I'll take the far side.
Excellent initiative, Norland. The remaining two of you, stick together and cover this area. Be sure not to miss anything. Effective reconnaissance can mean the difference between life and death.
Right. I'll try my best. I mean, I'll be thorough, Knight, sir.
With that, Initiate Norland races off. He moves to the south of the cavern and looks off in the distance. Not exactly sure what he's looking at, but we can ask him.
I'm keeping my eyes peeled.
Okay, you do that, Norland. Moving southeast, we find a hole in the wall.
Look, there's a break in the wall over there.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
What are we looking for again? Mutants, right? The big scary ones that will kill us? Makes total sense.
Examining it, there's a narrow opening in the rocks. Someone without armor could squeeze through here. I mean, I'm not in armor, but I can't squeeze through there. I even took everything off to make sure I was naked, but I still couldn't squeeze through there. Okay then. Then continuing east, we find a toolbox on the ground.
Someone left their shovel behind. Could prove useful.
Next to the toolkit is a shovel. Could we use this to make the crack wider? As we continue to explore this ground floor, we find a section bathed in purple light.
The wall really caved in here. I hope that doesn't happen to us.
Yes, we remember from my lore video that this boardwalk used to go deeper into the cavern. We can't get through there, but Initiate Hewsen can, I guess. She just walked right through the rocks. Okay, we can examine the rock slide. Some collapsed rocks block the way. They look like they could be dislodged with the right tools. Oh, maybe that's what we need to use the shovel on. Before we make a decision, we can continue to explore. Near tour marker 4, we find a small pathway that leads past a bathroom scale, rigged to a trap, and into a small room. Here we find the remains of a campsite.
Oh, watch your step! There's dynamite there. I mean, I trust you, but I figure I probably shouldn't touch that.
Dynamite? How did she know? Oh, she's right. There is dynamite here, in the duffel bag. How did she see that? Okay, so now we've got some dynamite. Lots of options. Heading back to Night Shin.
Anything to report?
If we clear the rocks up ahead, we should be able to proceed along the path.
We should take a cautious approach to that. One wrong move, and we could all get trapped inside. I suspect there's still more to see here. Did you find anything else?
There's a crevice in the wall over there. Someone without power armor could squeeze through.
I see. In that case, I might send the others to scout ahead.
That's everything that I found.
Understood. Everyone, we need to cover as much ground as possible, and the threat level so far has been minimal. Initiates Norland and Hewsen, see if you can squeeze through that crevice and report what's on the other side. Initiate Norland, you take point. Stay in radio contact, and pull back as soon as you encounter danger. You may be eager to serve the Brotherhood, but being a good soldier is also about knowing your limits. Move out.
Roger. I'll make the Brotherhood proud, sir.
You mean all by ourselves? Oh, okay. Got it. I mean, yes, sir.
You'll stay with me and find a way to clear the cave-in.
Is it really a good idea to send them off on their own?
Initiate Norland is highly capable, and I trust him to handle any situation that arises. But from what we've seen so far, I don't suspect there will be significant danger.
You seem protective of the other initiates.
As their superior officer, it's my job to keep them safe. This is also Initiate Hewsen's first real mission outside of Fort Atlas. Her success is my responsibility.
Any ideas on how to clear the way?
I'd look around for some kind of tool. Preferably not the destructive kind. If we're lucky, the rocks may even be loose enough to dig out by hand.
All right, I'll move those rocks.
Don't do anything reckless. I need all of us to get out of here in one piece.
With that, Initiate Hewsen, who appears to have returned from phasing through the rocks, and Initiate Norland move towards the gap in the wall. They squeeze on through. We can see them on the other side. Pretty soon they race off into the distance. Well, for some reason we can't get through there, even though we're not wearing armor. So it looks like our option is to move those rocks so Shin can get through. We've got the shovel and the dynamite. Heading to the pile of rocks, we can examine it again. Some collapsed rocks block the way. They look like they could be dislodged with the right tools. We find a number of options. We could dig through with our hands, pass a strength check to dig through with our shovel, pass a luck check to remove one rock, plant the dynamite bundle, or do nothing. Well, we can first try to dig through with our hands. Try as we might, the wall of rocks can't be bested. Each stone is replaced by another. Soon our hands are bleeding. We could paint a cave mural with all that blood. Maybe we should stop and look around for a tool. If we try to pass the luck check, or if we plant the dynamite bundle,
Down on all of us. Hold your position.
either way the rubble pile disappears. But then we hear,
Escape!
Mutants! Hold them off!
Night Shin races forward, and we can follow. On the other side, we find mutants.
Those mutants, they came flooding out. This could be bad.
Yeah, it could be bad. And you sent the initiates off on their own.
Those mutants must have gotten trapped inside sometime after the attacks. If this passage wraps around, Initiates Norland and Hewsen could be in trouble.
This is why I can't support you. Paladin Romani would have valued the safety of the initiates above all else.
You're right. She would have. And I should have done the same.
Or we could have said, I trust your leadership, Knight. We couldn't have known this would happen.
I appreciate that. But I made a mistake. I made a premature assumption that the area was safe. We have to do everything we can to make sure the initiates don't pay for it. Hold on. I'm receiving a message. We have to find them. Move out!
And so we move out. Night Shin races forward, and we race behind. We cross the boardwalk until it spans a lake, but on the other side of the lake...
Norland! No!
Oh no! Initiate Norland lies dead, slumped against this banister. Night Shin kneels down, and he is clearly stricken with grief.
This shouldn't have happened. Norland was confident. Maybe too confident. Despite my orders, he may have tried to fight. And Hewsen. She would have... This is my responsibility.
Norland was a soldier. These things happen.
I swore to myself I'd never let this happen again. This isn't your problem to deal with, Initiate. You and Romani have already written me off, so it's not like your opinion will have changed. But I'm not important right now. We have to find Initiate Hewsen.
Initiate Hewsen is probably dead too.
We don't know that yet. The fact that she's not here is a good sign. She may have found a place to hide. I swore to myself I'd never let this happen again. After you put your faith in me at the transmitter, I wouldn't be able to fault you for doubting me now. But I'm not important right now. We have to find Initiate Hewsen.
Paladin Romani was right about you.
I'm not going to try to change your mind. If my actions aren't good enough to prove my intent, that's on me to fix. And that's what I'm going to do moving forward.
What do you mean you wouldn't let this happen again?
Back when we fought those raiders on the expedition route, when we lost Knight Connors and so many others, my decisions played a part in what happened that day. I swore to never make a mistake like that again. To never lose lives like that again.
I still believe in you, Knight.
Everything I do is for the good of humanity. I want to create a safe society again, to live and work side by side, as it should be. But those ideals are for nothing if I can't protect the people who believe in me. I have to do right by them.
All right, let's keep moving.
Initiate Hewsen can't be far. Search for a trail.
Well, I'm glad we had time to stop and chat for a bit. Instead of immediately looking for Initiate Hewsen, we find an opening in the rock by tour marker 8. Heading through, we find a mole rat. And on the far end of this opening, we find another gap that leads deeper into the system. There's no other way forward. Heading back to the boardwalk, we see tour marker 9 to the right, but this just leads to the tunnel that Hewsen and Norland came through. There's the opening they squeezed through. And then turning right down the boardwalk, we see this path blocked to us with rubble. This was open to us when we did our lore video a long time ago, but it's blocked now, so our only path forward is to head back towards tour marker 8 and squeeze through the hidden crevice. We arrive in another cavern, and Knight Shin is ahead of us. He races deeper, and we follow behind. Soon the cavern opens up into a large chamber filled with stalagmites, stalactites, and clear signs of super mutants, hanging cages, and gore bags. Then, in the middle of the room,
Initiate Hewsen.
Wait! Don't come any closer! I triggered some kind of trap. If I move, then just get away from here. I can't let anyone else.
My armor can take the blast. Cover your head!
What? No! Don't! Knife! No way all of this happened because of me. I won't run away anymore. I won't.
Humans, prime, die!
There are more mutants. We have to fight!
with Knight Shin lying on the ground injured, it's up to us to fight off a horde of super mutants.
Noise stop now! Burns! No hurt!
But then the horde comes one at a time. And so, anticlimactically, we kinda twiddle our thumbs a bit while we wait for each mutant to arrive.
Stop!
When at last the mutants are dead, we can talk to Knight Shin.
Knight Shin! Are you alright?
Don't worry about me. The power armor isn't just for show.
You're still badly injured. Without the power armor, you'd be dead. I'm so sorry.
This isn't the time for apologies. Put your training to work.
Right. You're right. I need to check your vitals.
We can't let this distract us from the mission. While Initiate Hewsen is busy, you need to search the area. Find out if this is truly the source of the attacks. I suspect we haven't killed our last mutants yet.
We can continue the investigation later. You need medical attention at Fort Atlas now.
I've been through enough battles to recognize a fatal injury. This, I'll survive. And it's better that Initiate Hewsen treats me here before we make the trek back to the fort.
Hold on, can we talk about what just happened?
You and Initiate Hewsen must be under a lot of stress right now. Anything can happen in the field. That's why, no matter what, we have to stay focused until the mission is over. So if something is dividing your attention, it's only right that we should discuss it.
I can't believe you're still talking about focus with a wound like that. Let us help you.
I still have enough wits about me to act as your commanding officer. But you're right. This wound is no joke. I'm counting on you and Initiate Hewsen right now. We're going to complete this mission together.
That was reckless. Aren't you all about making rational decisions?
I'd like to say it was a calculated risk. Initiate Hewsen wouldn't have survived that blast without armor. I did. There's a big difference between risking one's life for a comrade and charging in head first just because you can. The latter is arrogance. The former is crucial to being part of the Brotherhood. We have to be able to trust each other.
If we have to trust each other, why don't you trust Paladin Romani?
Romani broke our trust, not the other way around. I've had my doubts about her leadership since the beginning of the expedition. But I always followed orders, even when I disagreed. When Romani destroyed the transmitter, she broke the chain. She betrayed the Brotherhood. If we don't seal the rift she created, we'll fall apart.
What happened to Initiate Norland?
We'll cover that in the debrief.
It's my fault. Norland gave me orders and I ran away. It's my fault that he's dead.
No. This is my responsibility. I shouldn't have put you through this on your first field mission.
Thanks, Knight, but
I won't accept any argument about this. You did the best you could under the circumstances. That's all.
What would Knight Connors think of you now?
I don't know. When Initiate Hewsen said there was a trap, I saw Knight Connors taking the bullet for me. Maybe it was wrong to risk my life after he saved mine. But it's exactly what he would have done in this situation. He helped me understand what it meant to be brotherhood. For him, it was about protecting the people around him. I want to do more than that. To preserve the world. But that starts with us. With our team. We can't protect the world if we can't protect each other.
How can we trust your leadership if you keep making mistakes like this?
I don't expect to earn your trust with words. I carry forward every lesson I learn into the next mission. My actions will speak for themselves. If only we had the luxury of time right now.
I understand. Let's move on.
As we should.
I'll search the area.
Be thorough. All this gore could easily cover up something important.
This large room has a big stone pillar in the middle of it. We'll explore the room counterclockwise around the pillar. So moving southeast first, we can loot the bodies of the mutants we killed. We find rocks and gore bags. And as the chamber loops around, we find a flooded section with barrels on fire. Near to a rock with stakes coming out of it and gore bags hanging from them, we find a big pile of bodies. Raider corpses, a Brahmin corpse, skeletons sticking out of the dirt. There's even a mole miner back here, and a couple of containers. And sticking out of the gore pile is a dismembered arm wearing a damaged Pip-Boy. We can snag this to bring back to Night Shin. Moving down from this gore pile, we can continue clockwise. Here we begin to find cages. And one of the cages is the source of that incessant clucking, a chicken that the mutants didn't have a chance to eat yet. This cage is the first of many that litter this room. In one is a dead mirelurk. In the middle of the room is a makeshift rack with a radstag, stingwing, and other indiscernible meat hanging from it. Behind this is a cooking pot with a raider in a cage roasting over it. Nearby is a super mutant bed covered in meat and entrails. Nearby is another super mutant bed, and here lies the fresh corpse of a vault dweller. This guy has both his arms, but no Pip-Boy, interestingly. And sadly, we can't flip him over to see the number on his back. We have no idea which vault this guy came from. Amongst the gore, we find a first aid kit. There's a rad bear on a stake next to some dismembered heads. In one cage is a dead super mutant. Huh. I wonder why they killed one of their own. Perhaps he started to become peaceful, like Erickson. Across from this cage is another cage with dead cultists and raiders inside. We see big holes in the rock with blood pouring out of them. These are the holes that the super mutants came from when attacking us. But looks like that's it. All we found was the damaged Pip-Boy, so we can head back to Night Shin.
What have you found?
What should I be looking for?
Anything that could point to another base, or tell us what the mutants are doing. Searching through all those meat piles isn't going to be a pleasant job. Right now, it's your duty.
There are some nice rocks in here.
Focus on finding something useful. You can add assets to your rock collection when you're off duty.
I'm gonna go keep searching.
Raise the alarm if there are any more mutants.
Actually, I found this Pip-Boy.
A Pip-Boy?
maybe the mutants ate a vault dweller. Sorry, that was insensitive. I'm glad it wasn't you.
We should have Scribe Valdez determine the origin of the Pip-Boy. Maybe the mutants took up residence in a vault. Go ahead and take the Pip-Boy tour. Initiate Hewsen will patch me up here before we return to Fort Atlas. And we'll give Initiate Norland a proper burial.
Sure you don't need help?
Normally, I would tell you that the pity isn't necessary. But I think camaraderie is what we need to grow stronger. I'm in good hands with Initiate Hewsen. I'll see you when we get back to the fort.
All right, I'll take the Pip-Boy to Fort Atlas.
Good work. We fought in honorable service to the Brotherhood. All of us. Ad Victorium.
With that, Initiate Hewsen patches up Night Shin. And I got caught in like an endless falling bug, somehow. But it didn't last long and I was able to walk away. After scouring this cave for any more loot and lore, we can head back out the crack and leave Uncanny Caverns. Sadly, we can't do anything with Initiate Norland's corpse. I guess Night Shin and Initiate Hewsen will take it with them when they leave. Back at Fort Atlas, we can turn the Pip-Boy into Scribe Valdez.
Hey, have you seen Marcia around? Girl with black hair and the spirit of youthful rebellion?
Oh yeah, we heard Initiate Hewsen talking about Marcia to Max earlier. Her little brother was asking about her too.
That means you haven't seen her then? Oh, drat. I was really hoping... Never mind. Just let me know if you see her.
What's all this about Marcia anyway?
She hasn't been at Fort Atlas for a little while. Normally I wouldn't be so worried, but the truth is, she's not the only one. We've been hearing about people going missing all across Appalachia.
Well, never mind that. Night Shin wants you to find the origin of this Pip-Boy.
Knight's orders. I'll prioritize it, but we really should have someone out looking for Marcia. You know what? You're right here. If you don't have another assignment from Night Shin, then I could really use your attention on this. I'm going to run a diagnostic on this Pip-Boy. Talk to me as soon as you're available. I'm pretty worried.
And with that, we complete a Knight's Penance. And we get the Facebreaker, a 3-star legendary power fist. It grants +1 to strength, 40% more power attack damage, and damage increases after each consecutive hit on the same target. And it doesn't look like a traditional power fist. It has a unique raider or mercenary skin on it with skulls. Then we begin the quest, Missing Persons. Help Scribe Valdez locate missing Marcia. I guess we have to let Scribe Valdez do her thing before we find out what was on the Pip-Boy. In the meantime, we need to figure out what happened to Marcia. But sadly, we're all out of time. We'll pick up right here where we leave off, with the full story of Steel Rain in my next episode. I publish new Fallout episodes every week on my channel, so if you don't want to miss that episode, be sure to subscribe and to click that bell notification button. If you have already, but you still feel like you're missing out on YouTube notifications, consider following me on Twitter at Oxhorn. I update Twitter manually with every new piece of content that I publish. I've got a shirt shop with completely unique designs that you can't find anywhere else. My designs come on shirts in a variety of men's, women's, and children's sizes, and in a wide array of colors. You can find them on other items as well, like smartphone cases, pillows, posters, mugs, stickers, prints, etc. So if interested, you can find a link to my shop in the description below, or you can click here. If you like what I do and you want to support me in a more personal way, consider becoming a patron on Patreon or a member here on YouTube. YouTube members and patrons on Patreon gain access to a private channel on my Discord server, and YouTube members get little badges that appear next to their names in the comment sections of my videos, and access to ox emojis that they can use in my video comments and in the live chats of my live streams. But more than anything, I'm just so glad you're here watching this video with me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon with more brand new videos.